Hello everyone, my name is Lasya Vadavalli. I'm a cloud engineer at Oracle. In this video, I'll be showing how to configure a Cisco ASA device to set up a policy-based IPsec VPN connection between on-premises data center and Oracle Cloud Infrastructure to support multiple encryption domains. This is the network architecture we are going to use in the demo. On the OCI tenancy side, we have a virtual cloud network and the dynamic routing gateway attached to the network. With policy-based configuration, you can configure only a single tunnel between your Cisco ASA device and the dynamic routing gateway. This is only for Cisco ASA. On the on-premises end, we have two private networks and we have provisioned private hosts on both sides for ping testing. I have already provisioned a VCN and IPsec connection on the OCI end. Please follow the Oracle Cloud's publicly available documents to create the VCN and the IPsec connection on OCI. For Cisco ASA versions older than 9.7.1, route-based configuration is not supported. So customers using policy-based VPN but don't want to summarize all of their subnets into a single CIDR range can make use of the traffic selectors to create distinct encryption domains and connect to OCI. The support for multiple encryption domains for policy-based VPNs on OCI provides us with more flexibility in defining specific interesting traffic for the VPN tunnel. Let me go to the OCI console and show my setup on the OCI end. This is my IPsec connection on OCI. Since we haven't done the configuration yet, the tunnel is still on. Please remember we can use only one tunnel for Cisco ASA. And once the IPsec connection is provisioned on OCI, a CPE configuration template is generated here and can be used to configure the Cisco device. Let us start the demo now. First, we will try to ping from local hosts in both the private networks on-premise to remote host on OCI, which will not work because the tunnel is down currently. Okay, it is a timeout here. And from the other network on-premise, so now we will start configuring the ASA device and do a ping check after that. This is the interfaces configuration I have done for my ASA, the inside and outside interfaces. I have done this already, so we'll proceed from the next steps. We'll configure the access list to permit traffic from Cisco ASA to OCI. Here, since I have two private subnets on premise, I have configured two access lists. We will also need to permit traffic between our CPE device, that is the Cisco ASA, and the Oracle VPN header. So we'll copy all these commands and configure the ASA. Next is the IC and IPsec configuration. IQ2 is enabled on the outside interface and IQ2 policy is created with a priority of 10. And all these parameters are defined for authentication and encryption. We'll take this command and put it in the ASA device. All right. Next is the base VPN policy. Here we are defining some basic VPN tunnel settings under the internal group policy, Oracle VCN VPN policy. The idle and session timeouts are set to none to maintain the tunnel up state, and tunnel protocol is set to IQ2. So we'll enter these commands now. Next is the IPsec configuration. It defines the encryption and authentication algorithms for phase 2. Next, we do the crypto map configuration to tie together the important traffic that needs encryption via the crypto map ACL with defined security policies and the destination of the traffic to a specific crypto pair, that is our OCI VPN headend. Then we will apply this crypto map to the outside interface. Note that an interface can take only one crypto map at a time. ASA supports policy-based VPN with crypto maps in version 8.2 and later. Okay, so we'll do the crypto map configuration now. We will now create a tunnel group under the IPsec attributes and configure the peer IP address and the tunnel pre-shared key. The pre-shared key can be fetched from the OCI console. So we'll do this configuration now. Okay. The Cisco ASA doesn't establish a tunnel if there's no interesting traffic trying to pass through the tunnel. So we must configure IP-SLA on our device for a continuous ping to the remote host on OCI so that the tunnel remains up at all the times. And you also should allow ICMP on the outside interface. So we'll enter all these commands. And then we will add the route rule. Next, we need to disable NAT for traffic between on-premises network, all subnets, and the Oracle vCN. Two objects are created for this NAT exemption. Object on-prem represents the on-premises network as default route, and object Oracle vCN1 represents the vCN side of block used in OCI. All right. Now we'll check the tunnel status on OCI console. As you can see, the tunnel here is up. We also have a new feature to check the logs of VPN. Here we can see the detailed VPN connection status for a selected period of time. This helps us to easily troubleshoot VPN connections. Now that the tunnel is up, we will do a ping test again from our local host in both the networks to our remote host on OCI. The ping is working here from the other network. Yes, it's working. Now we will try the other way around from OCI to our local host. This is my private host on OCI. I'm doing a ping to my on-premises host. This is working. And then to the host on other network is working as well. So this is how we configure a Cisco ASA device to support multiple encryption domains with policy-based VPN to connect with OCI. Thank you.